Hello out there, Piptown residents. How is everybody doing? Thank you for welcoming me back post-illness. I hope it was just a stomach bug of some kind. Lasted about a day, but had me totally floored. I basically just slept all day, nursed a headache, and a bunch of terrible queasiness. But we're back now, and we are getting ready for the release of the space update. Do we know when it is actually going to come out? No. Unfortunately not. But patch notes have been out for almost a week now, which usually is the timeline for them between patch notes and release. So we are hoping that it comes out by this Friday. But what I want to know from you is, what are you doing to prepare? What have you been doing to prepare? Are you getting your space teams ready? Are they already ready? Which ones are you focusing on if you're not trying to get all of them? And what do you think? Plus, I've got some things to show you about my roster and things that I have been working on over the past week. So let's get right into it, shall we? First, let me say hello. T.O., EMZ, Robert Wary. Hello, Robert. How are you doing? I think you are new to us. 9 a.m. on the dot. We begin. Now, those of you who watch the stream regularly know that I actually wake up pretty early, and I do several of these quests early just to make sure that I'm not wasting my energy. I actually only do 2 of the quests. I basically only do the quest to use my energy to make sure that it doesn't cap out and I am effectively wasting time. But now that we're back in, gather our 9 a.m. energy refresh and see what's going on. No, stop. Llama, what's going on, dude? Llama, what are you telling me to stop here, bro? Okay, so from the last time that we watched, you will notice a few new 7-star characters, namely Firefighter Ash. Firefighter Ash leveled up all the way to 7 stars, maxed out on her abilities, sitting at 29,000 awesomeness. I also want to put out a note here about who else is coming up pretty soon. Chef, 144 out of 150. I have LeQuay, 143 out of 150. Everybody's getting up there. Jester, is the update today? I do not know, sir. I am sorry to tell you. My arena team is Reed, Locust, Redbeard, Bart, Valiant. Reed, Locust, Redbeard, Bart, Valiant. All right, I can see that working. Arena Shard is one of the oldest, and I'm in the top 10. Most of space, ready 7 stars. EMZ, you are going to be ahead of everyone, that is for sure. What's up, Extreme Gamer? How are you doing today? Don't collect your dailies. Save the XP collection for post-update. Highly likely it will come today. Ah, I see what you were saying, Llama. Admittedly, if the update does come today, then I'll only be 1 day's worth of dailies behind. So I'll be alright. Yeah, so let's keep going in here. Poppy, upgraded to 7 stars. I've got my Primo ready to test once the space update comes out and they fix all the bugs with him. My Businessman ready for 6 stars, and then another 53 tiles up towards 7. Who else do I have going on here? Princess Verda getting nice and high. I have started to farm Explorer Aurora in anticipation of her synergy with the rest of the city team. Once we see if that is actually viable, I have a feeling we might still need to use Explorer Aurora for her res, especially since the city team is focused on being a defense-oriented team. I believe the ability to keep them from death is going to be rather important. Oh, look at this. All of the Piptown tiles, all of the Piptown attempts, 0 tiles coming from that. That's no good. No good indeed. Let's come over to our monolith waste and see what we're farming in here. I want to point out a few things. Now, you guys know that I've been farming the chef tiles. I just showed you all of those. I got these this morning when I woke up. And then the second thing we're actually coming in to grab now is actually our stinky man. I blanked on his name all of a sudden. Businessman Trent. That's what we're grabbing. Businessman Trent, I have a feeling that the other thing, because they are defense-oriented, that City might be lacking, is offense. And Businessman Trent is among the harder hitting of the city team, so I'm going to be farming him as well. Now, the city team is unlikely to be particularly good. Right now, though, it's hard to tell for sure because Primo is bugged. So now that we have the 5-star Primo ready to go, we just need to make sure that he works correctly in order to test effectively. You'll notice I have over 1,200 gems here situated, ready to level up my characters once they get to 7 stars, based on my ability to transfer gems into gold and pay for them that way. I think there's also a Peg Leg's treasure event coming up sometime soon, so we should hopefully have plenty of cash to get that going. Tio, no problem with the space update. Extreme Gamer is Hot Dog Man useless. The general consensus on Hot Dog Man is, yeah, he's pretty useless. Don't know why you're asking about that, actually. Extreme, are you a relatively new player? EMZ says, Pegleg is today! This is perfect. That's basically 1 million coins coming in. I do have the gold star the gold trophy at the 6-star level for that event. If you don't have it, that's why I have been farming Private LeQuay, in case anybody was unsure about that at this point. I'm trying to go through here and pick a team that I think is going to be relatively easy to beat. Aha! Wait a minute. EMZ, is this you? No, it's not you. Switch out Argenta for Reed, and this would be your team. I'm going to come in here and actually battle this team, because of the ones available, this looks like the one that I have the highest chance of beating. And right now, we do have that arena timed quest event to be working through, so we might as well. I'm actually more concerned because of the timed quests now. I'm actually more concerned with simply winning than whether or not I get a higher place in the queue. As long as I'm sub 50, I'm getting enough resource. So as long as I can stay sub 50, I'm really just more concerned about my ability to win the battles and get the timed quest rewards. Sorry, for some reason I'm having a hard time with my words today. English is rough. Okay, Argenta fires her cannon off. We have no choice but to target Valiant. He's our only opportunity right now. I'm going to go ahead and Salty Seas because I want to keep my Redbeard up nice and high. We'll put the taunt on Valiant as we go into another full round here. Locust getting his special off. Let's see how many people are disarmed. Only one. Wow, we got nice and lucky, especially since Darwin doesn't actually need his ability all that much. He'll get the guaranteed crit whenever an enemy has 3 or more debuffs, like so. And that will put us back around to just hunt Argenta now that there's nobody to protect her, because Locust doesn't taunt unless he needs to heal, which is one of the things that I think makes him difficult to use when he is on defense. I think that's Kelsey sneaking in behind me, saying hello. Kelsey's ready for the space update, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
She has no idea about any of it, but it's nice that she's gonna be cute and supportive. I love you.
Love you.
All right, enough with the mushy stuff. I've got minifigures to explode here. Extreme, you're level 43. Wasn't sure on Hot Dog Man if I should max him out or not. My suggestion to you, Extreme, boring as it might be because it's the same as everyone else, is that you should focus on leveling up your pirates first. That is specifically because of the amount of money that they generate through Peg Leg's treasure event. Now, because you're only at 43, I don't know if you have experienced the money crunch, right? Right up here, this resource, your coins, it costs 1.5 million coins to get someone from 6 to 7 stars, 1 million coins to get them from 5 to 6 stars, 500,000 to get them up to 5 stars, and so on and so forth. So for you to upgrade your teams the fastest, most efficiently, you're gonna need money, and right now, the pirates are your best way to get it. They're also good for Brickspedition, they're good for the arena, they're just all around good everywhere, and it is possible to farm them without spending money. Now, if you're willing to spend money, you still will need the pirates in order to get all of the gold, unless you're willing to transfer gems into gold and pay for gems all of the time. That is another option if that's the way that you want to do it. More power to you. You do what suits you. But if you want to get some free-to-play action in there, the pirates are who you want to focus on. Specifically, and I'll showcase this for you really quickly, Cook Bart is a very easy farm. Captain Redbeard, do your dailies. You'll only get 3 tiles of him per day. That said, even 3 tiles per day, you can still get up to 5 stars pretty quickly. If you're looking for a good place to spend your arena currency, hold it. Because in the space update, where is she? Here we go. In the space update, Scarlet is moving into the arena store. And Scarlet, if you're running a full Buccaneer team, is going to be more useful to you than Valiant. And once she becomes farmable, you'll want to focus on her. So save your arena currency there. The other ones are Princess Argenta and Darwin. Both of them are a relatively easy farm. They each have 2 nodes, and they both can show up in your daily goodie bags, which helps to really speed them along. Now, if you want to, for just a pure speed leveling aspect of it, Private LeQuay is also a very easy pirate to get. Unfortunately, Private LeQuay is pretty weak because he scales very well with Imperials, and he counts as a pirate, but his ability to do damage is based on the number of Imperials on the team. So you can use him as a pirate just to put him on a pirate team to help get through those peg leg treasure events. However, he is a relatively weak character. But that's my 2 cents on who you should be focusing on if you are new to the game. Now, when raids come out, this might change because we don't know how much money raids are going to give. So in order to help solve the money crunch, right, you gotta have a way to generate currency. Right now, Pegleg's Treasure and Brickspedition give you the most currency. Some of the timed quests also can give you a great amount of currency if you beat the higher levels, but that's few and far between and it's unreliable, which is why I suggest starting with pirates. If, when raids come out, they offer a large financial reward, then it might be useful to level up your space teams instead, because we do know that raid is going to be space themed. However, the raid update is, in my estimation, at least a month away. The space update still hasn't gone live yet. Even if it does go live today or even by the end of this week, you have to bet that there's going to be at least 2 more weeks before they release raid patch notes, and then at least another week before the raid goes live after that. So that's my 2 cents. Everybody might tell you something a little bit differently. That's been my experience with the game so far. So take it or leave it. Tio, bit off because it's the end of the Mr. Moneybags. Oh, right, yeah. Locust and Reed are super good offensively, correct? Their utility is how I'm killing the Ninjago team and Spooky Whale teams. Yeah, EMZ, on my shard, I haven't even gotten to any of the Spooky Whale teams, so I actually don't really interact with that at all yet. Hot Dog Man meta. Axel, don't do that. Don't confuse him. How nice to hear that you are a content creator. Yes, Tio, thank you very much. Speaking of content creators, tomorrow at 9 p.m., I am going to be interviewed on the Escape podcast. If you're unfamiliar with the Escape podcast, they are another couple who have been given accepted into the content creator program. They stream pretty much every night at 9 p.m. They cover a lot of different things, Lego Legacy Heroes Unboxed being only one of them. So tomorrow they're going to have me on the show. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to talk about, but they have promised to ask me lots of weird questions to get some personality out of me, I suppose, and get a lot of weird answers. And then I suppose they'll also want to talk about Content Creator Program, my stream, and what it is that I do. But if you're not already following them, watching them, please do look out for the Escape podcast tomorrow at 9 p.m. I'll make another announcement about that toward the end of my stream today, just to make sure that I can hit that as hard as possible. We'll go from there. Aha! Okay, so Mashup Store. The Mashup Store, I am focusing on Businessman Trent and Princess Verda here. Now I'm actually starting to focus on Businessman Trent. Now I know he's already available in the Monolith Waste on the regular nodes. I just want to get him up to 7 stars as fast as I can. So you'll notice that I'm spending my Monolith energy now on Businessman Trent, just trying to get him up to that 7-star level as fast as I can. I have also started going back and getting minor clay tiles again in the guild store because, again, I don't know who that 5th character needs to be on the city team to really get them to generate those stacks of courage that they so desperately need. Minor clay giving that grit bonus to the entire team might be the next person, but right now he's only at 4 stars and he's a little bit too squishy, making it hard for me to tell whether or not he is useful. In the arena, now that I have finished out Firefighter Ash, I'm actually switching back over to Valiant. Why? Why would you do this, Matt? The space update is coming out. Blacktron Dwayne is here in the arena store. Why not get him? Well, the answer there is because Blacktron Dwayne is also available in the Monolith Waste, and this is the only way for me to get Valiant. And I'm interested in really maxing out the number of 7-star characters I have because I really want to start generating high amounts of master currency. And the more 7-star characters you have, the faster you'll be getting that master currency. We don't know exactly what's going to be happening with the master store in the future, but right now Major Kartovsky looks like a major pull if you can get him. But Willa is also really good if you're focusing on a castle or a magical team. And if you manage to get Basil, I mean, she's great. Now, short of all of that kind of stuff, it's hard to figure out anybody's net worth in this game without the space update coming out. There are also, remember, a lot of different space characters. It's going to be very hard to focus on all of them at once. So that's where people like EMZ are a bit ahead of the rest of us. And you'll have to look out for EMZ's content, both his posts, any videos that he's making. EMZ, I'm guessing you're a he. I'm just saying he. If you're a she, I don't mean any offense. I just actually don't know. But be on the lookout for EMZ's content, since EMZ has that full 6 and 7-star space team. So I would just say as soon as that stuff starts coming out, whatever he says goes. Are there any characters I don't have? Yes, Extreme, I'll show you. Llama. Oh, right. What's up, Llama? We'll talk about everything like my favorite bow tie. That's right. Llama is from the Escape podcast. Hello. I totally didn't put 2 and 2 together. Actually, Llama, I'll have you know, I do have a small but mighty collection of bow ties. I can showcase all of them for you guys tomorrow, if that is actually of interest, since I know the bow tie is like a staple of my screen right now. I'm a he, it's okay, I don't make content though. I might. But EMZ, what I would encourage you to do, because you do have such a significant space team, if it's on my stream or anybody else's content, please let your voice be known. Put it in community chat, in the heroes discussion. Let us know as you figure it out what you think. I'm interested for the Commander Cold Kelvin synergy to maybe put that on a castle team and make them, I don't know, completely unkillable. Who knows how that's going to work? Extreme. Are there any characters I don't have? Ah, yes. I'm going to scroll all the way down here to the bottom and show you that there are many characters that I do not have. Now, admittedly, many of these characters are unavailable. For example, Admiral Nonsuch is not available in the game right now. Governor Tierney is effectively not available either. They had a brick pace event that went rather poorly back in the day when they were releasing Lee and the Governor Tierney kind of at the same time, and they made Governor Tierney practically inaccessible. Clockwork Robot has also not come into the game yet in a release way. Obviously, he's in Brickspedition. You may have encountered him, but you can't farm him yet. However, he does have an unboxed event coming with the space update, so be ready there. Kartovsky and Willa, only available in the Master Store. Gorwell, only available through an event that hasn't recurred yet. Slimer, only available if you had enough Ghostbusters, which I didn't. Let's see, who else? Master Wu, I did not have enough pirates at the time in order to get him. Basil the Batlord, you'll see I got close, but not quite enough on the Brick Pace event. So you'll notice that most of the characters that I am lacking are characters that have only been available once. Some of them were available before I even really started playing the game. So that's why most of these that are missing are in fact missing. Now, a few of them are farmable. Lloyd, Storm, Yuppie, all farmable. Iggy is farmable, but so far I haven't found that I needed them. Princess Storm, maybe. I actually might. Princess Storm is another one I need to look at because of her courage generation ability and the fact that she is an attacker and a taunter. So maybe she might surprisingly work well on the city team. We just don't know yet. I've got a lot of city stuff to practice. Now I think we spent enough time chit-chatting. I'm gonna do another arena battle here before I get into the Brickspedition for the day. Oh, look at this one. Leaving their Redbeard open for attack, just like me, admittedly. Right from the beginning, let's see if we can get him down in the first round. What are you more excited for in the space update? Jester, the thing that I am the most excited for, there are two things that I'm the most excited for, actually. They fixed Officer Primo's bug, where his ultimate does not work correctly. And additionally, they have a Poppy update coming out. So the Poppy rework, I am quite skeptical on, admittedly. I don't know if any of you guys watched the video that GKM made that I appeared on as well. But there is a fear that the Poppy rework, while definitely a step in the right direction, is going to be a little bit weak. But I think the thing that I'm really excited about is to finally be able to test out my city team and determine whether or not they're useful at all. And if not, actually be able to provide some feedback, because the city team is slated to be reworked next year. Now that's a ways off, but as a content creator, I think it would be nice if I were able to actually, you know, voice an opinion and have it be heard. I think that that would be kind of a neat little perk of the content creator program. I like the city aesthetic in general. So if I can make my voice heard there and actually make it work, I think that'd be pretty cool. Only 114 more reruns of the event. Axel, yeah, to unlock the characters that I only have one shard of. Very true. Yes, EMZ. Princess Storm could have a huge, huge buff to her defense. And obviously, as a taunting character, that's just going to be amazing. So I might end up grabbing her, but she's probably going to be the last one that I grab to try out on the team. And I'll only grab her actually if I determine that what the team is really truly lacking is offense. And then figuring out who to replace and fit her into is just gonna be, it's gonna be tricky, but there's a kind of tricky that I enjoy. All right, check it out. We're on day 5 of our Brickspedition, and I've got 1, 2, 5 fire station tiles at my disposal today. I just have to make sure that I can go through and claim them all. Let's see, EMZ. If you don't use her courage stacks, of course, maybe making her more suitable for her taunt. Very true, right? If she uses her AoE ability, then she loses all that courage, but she does oh so much damage. Today is collectibles at the end. That's excellent. It's going to be a nice, easy pull for this fire station. But going into that, we've got, This is a nightmare team right here. And underneath, look at this. Oh, it's a full Ghostbusters team. I'm definitely going to be targeting this team. I've never fought a full Ghostbusters team. This is exciting. All right, coming down. Let's see if I can grab, let's see, the Magisto's Tower. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a much easier node. So we'll come down that way, which means we're coming from the bottom here. We shouldn't have any problem there. Let's just make sure that nothing is required that I don't have in spades. Oh yeah, an easy pull here for the fire station. Back this way into here. Explorers for this fire station tile. Easy peasy. Who are my opponents here? Is anything required in either way? No. So we'll just go up top because that's going to be an easier battle anyway. Coming through our Stinky Man. Great. Excellent. Now let's see. Extreme. What you'll notice about what I just did is I started from the end of the Brickspedition and worked my way backwards. It's important that you do this, especially while you're a little newer, because you probably have fewer characters at your disposal to simply throw around and put together teams. So because of that, and because certain nodes will actually have requirements and restrictions, it's important that you actually look from the end backwards to make sure that you have what you need to get all the way through before you actually start moving. Alrighty, so let's see. Redbeard, Gonzo, take out the Chicken Man. This all should be something of a no-brainer. Boom. We're gonna grab the heal from the hiker and auto bottle out the rest of this one so we can move on to our Stinky Man. You are lucky. I have the same with full 7 stars except for Slimer. Axel, are you serious? You have a full 7-star Ghostbuster team? That sounds rough, honestly. That sounds rough. A good city team would be Primo, Storm, Sal, Ash, Chef with the fire station. That is definitely a combination that I have looked at. The only problem is that Sal, well, actually, one of the biggest problems is you don't have a reser on the team. Now, granted, my pirate team doesn't have a reser either, but the difference with the pirate team is the pirate team does a lot of damage. So with a pirate team, your focus is putting the other team on the defensive, right? It is a little bit different. Oh, this one's gonna be easy. I'm just gonna full auto this one. It is a little bit different when you're running a team that has lower offense. So Primo has very, very low offense by virtue of the fact that 1, his offense stat is relatively low, and 2, he actually only has 1 ability that does damage at all. His specials don't do any damage at all. Storm, who actually does a fair amount of damage. Sal, who also does practically nothing in terms of damage. Now, Firefighter Ash does a lot of damage, but Ash is also pretty squishy. And then you have the Chef. Chef does a decent amount of damage for a healing / support character. But again, you might get put into a bad situation because you just don't have the damage output that you get with a team similar to the Pirates. I beat Bricko's chill team in the arena. Tio, very nicely done, dude. Phil Swift would be proud of the pirate team. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, the pirates do... I mean, yeah, pirates do a lot of damage. That is their whole thing, is just damage and debuffs. They also... I mean, the pirate team is just pretty good. They're also pretty hardy when it comes right down to it. They have a decent amount of health per character, even on their support characters. So there's not a lot to complain about other than the fact that it's just getting kind of boring with everybody running pirates all the time. You know what I mean? But yes, getting back to that team you suggested. Primo, Storm, Sal, Ash, and Chef. What I'll be interested to see is whether or not Poppy can replace Chef effectively now. So Chef's strongest things are that he can put Dizzy on another player and remove their pep. And he can heal up your entire team and also provide speed up. But let's not forget that Primo can also put speed up on your whole team, meaning that you might not need to get that buff additionally from the Chef. So if Poppy makes a good enough replacement, then you're actually going to get a little bit better synergy because Poppy actually generates her own courage and has the role model tag. And those two things combined with the fire station might, and I say might because we just don't know, make it more effective. Additionally there, we also want to look at whether or not Storm ends up being a good fit because she's not a city player, which is why at the moment I'm going to start with looking at characters like Businessman Trent, because at least they do have that synergy. My goodness, I just realized how many times Garmadon just dodged, and you guys know my feelings on dodge. Get it out of here. EMZ, the pet manipulation and defense is what I'm looking at. And you can nuke Ash, then just whittle down the rest of the team, and they can't exactly kill you, and you're going really fast. That's very true. Nuke Redbeard with Ash, rather. Yeah, that's a very good point. Ash does have the capability to one-shot somebody. The only problem is, what if she doesn't? If she doesn't one-shot the person she's going after, then by the time you get back around, they're just gonna have healed up. So if you're looking at a team like a pirate team, say it's a typical pirate team with two taunters, both a Valiant and Scarlet, all of a sudden it becomes very, very difficult to defeat the team. Because you can try to nuke Redbeard, but if you get him below 50% but don't kill him, you're going to get that Scarlet taunt. And then the AI is going to automatically taunt with Valiant by the time they get over to him. So you might be stuck between a rock and a hard place where you tried and kind of wasted, I would say, your ability to actually get that one shot off. Now you're stuck with an Ash that has to wait a couple of turns. Now this is where Poppy might come in because she has the ability to decrease the cooldowns of another person on your team. So what remains to be seen is whether or not that will coincide turn-wise with Poppy and Firefighter Ash's abilities so that they can synergize well enough to actually make that useful. There's a good chance that you might be putting that ability on Primo as well, because it'll speed up when he can use his ultimate, and it'll speed up when he can use all of his other abilities as well. But that ultimate, especially for clearing taunt and stealth with Primo, that's really what you're looking for. So then we go back to a two taunt team like Valiant and Scarlet and go, well, wait a minute. If Firefighter Ash can smash at Redbeard and then Scarlet taunts, but then your Primo goes next and can clear that taunt right away, allowing somebody else on your team, even though they're weak, to finish off Redbeard, then that might be a viable strategy. So there's just so many things up in the air to see how it all works out that at the moment it's just pure theory crafting and pure speculation. But I'll be interested to see where they go. What if the city units are going to sing Bakamita? What is? I actually don't know what Bakamita is. Yeah, and I think Bricko just released a video on the city team and on Primo with a lot of speculation in the video about whether or not a city team will be viable. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of like anything else, where with the space update, we're going to see the rise of the space characters. I think that's pretty much inevitable. A bunch of people are actually calling for a techie meta. So if you manage to actually get, what's his name, Egon during the Ghostbusters event, there are a lot of people that have been speculating on ways to match Egon with the rest of a techie team led by a bunch of the space heroes and make that a powerhouse team. There are also enough space heroes to match with people like Zane and DigiJ. I'm not sure if it's a hard G or soft G. But I say DigiJ because I think it rolls a little bit better. Or DigiJ. I don't know. I digress. Anyway, there's a bunch of people that are calling for a techie meta. I will be interested to see if they're right. And I'm very, very interested to see how that goes. But if that's the case, then you will see the city heroes fall even further out of favor. Me and Bricko will probably be the only people who have the team fully 7-starred by the time they get their rework. So be on the lookout for that as we turn around and just start to punish everybody who didn't farm shitty when they should have. Of course, there's also the level 60 gear 7 upgrades to talk about. So now everybody's final stats are kind of up in the air, right? I mean, we have, let's see, Poppy, for example, who has relatively low health and an incredibly small power level offensively, which, I mean, it makes sense thematically. Her job is to heal people, not to just be spanking people left, right, and center. So that all actually makes sense. But I will be interested to see which gear they put on which person. It's entirely possible that they could put a lot of offense-oriented gear on the city characters. Now all of a sudden you have city characters that can do a bit more damage. Will it be a lot? Will it be enough? I do not know. But I'm very, very excited to find out once that comes out. Also very interested to know the price of leveling up a character from level 50 to level 60. That, I think, is one of the biggest speculations of the upcoming update. Whew, that could be nuts. Digi as in digital. Yeah. That's what I thought too. Okay. Oh, no. It's not this one. It's the next one. All right. So we're going to come down here with our pirate and our castle team. I am going to grab an ally for this one. I am going to make it actually a Burnabist, though. I know he's not a pirate, but I just want the extra taunt on the team, and I don't want to waste the Scarlet yet, because I'm going to use a Scarlet against this Ghostbuster team that's coming up next. I'm very interested to see how this Ghostbuster team works. Okay, now this is a battle of attrition, usually. You have 2 rezzers, 2 taunters, and a buffer. You have to get Explorer Aurora down because of the Ice Glider. There's just no other option. So whenever possible, you just have to focus on her. Unfortunately, because of the number of other taunters on the team, it is going to be relatively difficult to actually focus on her. Now, we might get lucky here. If come on. Great. So now the Yuppie's gonna bring somebody back to life. And it is... Oh, we just got so lucky. He brought the Yeti back to life. The reason why that was lucky is if he had brought Explorer Aurora back to life, then she'd probably heal everybody, or she would probably have also brought the Yeti back to life, and then we'd be effectively at square one. Oh, this is gonna be cake. Man, I still haven't used Valiant's special because I've been trying... Yeah, there we go. Because I've been trying to get the characters knocked out so well. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the taunt from Jester Gogo. Not that it really matters. And now I want to make sure that I take the opportunity to heal everybody. So I'm going to use Redbeard's ultimate and finally use Valiant's little heal. Luckily, a little heal is all that my team needs. Wow, that's about the smoothest that node has ever gone. Usually I have multiple reses in there and it takes forever. Especially if you get that node on your day 7 board, you can really get stuck there for a while. Okay, so here we go. A full Ghostbusters team. Egon, Ray, Winston, Peter, and Slimer. Now I have nothing on my team that will actually remove the stealth from Slimer. Also, Egon has the ultimate, but Venkman does the most damage, and Winston is going to tank. So, We are going to try and focus down Venkman first, if we can, because I want to prevent as much damage just thrown out at my team as possible. Then, we really need to try to get to Egon. I am going to be using Scarlet's taunt removal on Winston to get around his taunt. And unfortunately, that means that Slimer is going to be untouched for a little while. Now, oh, look at all of that payback. Yes, love all the payback. Okay, there we go. So we've got Winston's taunt already, very fast. I'll go ahead and throw this out on him. Oh no, I meant to be using my hiker. I don't know that it's actually going to matter much though, to be completely honest. I am actually going to use Salty Seas at this point because I want to take that slow off of my team. That could be a major dilemma. I already have attack up on my team, so we're just going to come in and deal the damage. Oh, Venkman is out because Venkman is squishy. We do have debuff immunity on Egon, but it looks like he's about to go down hard because they don't have anybody who can heal. Boom! Wow, this was much less of a deal than I thought. Now, the only thing we really have to worry about here is how low our Redbeard is on HPs. Do I have a little heal coming around? I do. I just want to pick up a little bit of health there for Redbeard as we come out. Okay, well, that wasn't much of a problem as it turned out. I think with the hiker it actually would have been just a little bit better because we would have gotten a bigger heal at the end of the battle there, but for the most part, trounced, ladies and gentlemen, just epically trounced. Now here we go with our collectible opponents. Alright, I am going to take the risk of not healing my Redbeard so that I can throw in this set at the end of this Brickspedition here today. See how this works out. Apparently it'll be 700k to go from 50 to 60. Oh yeah, now that you say that, Llama, I do remember hearing that, but I don't remember where I heard that. Do you remember where that information came from? Great, it'll keep us busy for 6 months. And then taunt clear with Scarlet on Winston, kill Egon. Oh yeah, EMZ, you were with me the whole way. The counters are the most important killing Ghostbusters. I know from the arena. I've subbed Argenta for Reed in my arena team to fight them. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the other thing is, what you have to keep in mind is Argenta on a full pirate team, she gets so much boost to her damage. I mean, you can't overstate it. It's just huge. It is unfortunate that the crash test dummy actually dodged our attack. Boo earns, sir. And he also does not get locked out. Now, Alright, I'm going to take the crit chance and the attack up off of the crash test dummy because of exactly what happened. He got taunt and he also has a chance when he taunts to get counter, and he did get it. Now luckily I have Argenta's cannon available to put Dizzy on him, so I can take him out of the... I can take away his ability to counter attack me right off the beginning. Oh no, a very unfortunate dodge. Oh no, another unfortunate dodge. All I need is a hit. Okay, luckily we got it. Unfortunately, it means we have to deal with the chicken now and the fact that everybody is just going to miss for the next 47 years. So bear with us. But we do luckily have our Scarlet in here, and they are out of AoE damage for the most part. I am going to heal my Scarlet, and okay, I'm gonna use his normal attack because I can heal Scarlet up and get her the 2-turn taunt, and the other team, the enemies are completely out of AoE damage, which means I should have plenty of time to level up everybody else without having to waste any long cooldowns. Excellent. Brilliant. Coming in here. Nope, I'm just going to do a normal, average, everyday attack, which is how I'm going to finish out the rest of these guys. I want to make sure that everybody has all of their abilities ready for the next level of this collectible node. If we can, when we get the opportunity to, well, let's not speculate. I'm going to see what's happening once we get there, because depending on where the turn meter is will greatly affect who it is we kill first. It is likely that it will be the Yuppie. In fact, it will be the Yuppie. But let's see where we are. Okay, I take him out. Now, who is getting a turn before the Yeti? Because the Yeti is going to taunt right away. I have Redbeard. I have Cook Bart. I have Scarlet, but she's locked out of her abilities, so she'll only be using her basic, so effectively nothing. I'm going to get Argenta, and I'm going to get the Hiker, all before the Yeti goes. Okay, cool. Let's see how much damage we can do. Oh no! I meant to target the Yuppie. Hopefully I have enough attacks on my team that it doesn't matter. And, ooh, if that were a crit, it would have been even better. But 'twas not! Okay, so now we will actually focus on the Yeti and do our AoE. Brilliant. Yuppie is down. We'll focus on the Yeti because he's going to taunt. But then he's just going to die. Now, I'm going to throw a heal up here. I am actually going to just cleanse everybody. There's a lot of debuffs on the team going around. The Yeti's about to go down anyway. And here we go. Extremer. Hot Dog Man over here. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. The Highwayman. The Highwayman is dangerous. One shot the Hiker. Bye-bye, Hiker. Oh well. I don't need him to finish out the level, so it's not the most giant loss. It does mean that, once again, I will not be able to complete the achievement for completing a Brickspedition without losing a character, but what can you do? We can auto-battle out the rest of this. There's no way these two characters are going to defeat the 5 that I currently have on the board, so we're not even going to worry about it. Brilliant. We get another 3 fire station tiles, which brings us to, what, 25, I think? 26. Okay, 49 tiles left to go before I can upgrade the fire station to its next level. Very excited to do that because we get some good stuff at the next fire station level. Let's go through and put all of the characters with tags into our excavation. If you're not already doing this, even though you don't necessarily need it to complete all the points, put every single character with an applicable tag into your excavation once you have finished your map. There is an achievement for this to get more Magisto tiles, and it's really easy to do this at the end of every Brickspedition map anyway, so you might as well. So let's see what we're getting on our day 6. All heroes gain 10% crit chance for the entire battle. All heroes gain 2 stacks of heal over time for 2 turns. Meh. And all foes are inflicted with vulnerable at the start of battle. That's okay. It's not as good as all of your heroes gaining prepared, which is another option, because vulnerable will only be there for 1 hit, but prepared is there for 1 hit from each of your characters. So taking out the enemy tank on the first round becomes a lot easier when you have prepared, but vulnerable is still pretty good. And it's going to be day 6. Day 6 is going to be pirates, I believe, and then we get the dastardly ninjas on day 7. So we'll see what goes there. What data mine? Let's see. Per Vintage X from a data mine. He mentioned it on CC chat. That's right. Thank you for pointing that out, Llama. Yes, Vintage did mention from the data mine the cost from leveling up in total from 50 to 60 is presumed to be about 700k. That's actually not as bad as we thought that it was going to be completely honest. Now, that is about the same amount of money that it costs to get your characters from 1 to 50, and now it's only 10 levels, and it's about the same amount. But at this point, anybody who's actually pushing toward level 60, already has a lot of 7-star characters and a pretty decent income generation. Plus, remember, you can't just log in the day after the update goes live and push your characters all to level 60, because they can only go as high as you are. So if you're level 50, you're not leveling them up at all. You get to 51, and then you'll be able to spend, 100,000 for all the characters that you want to upgrade. That said, there's a lot of characters to upgrade, so we're all going to be broke for a while. Get ready for that. I think it's just an assumption based on the current gold needs. Yes, the update didn't occur yet. Not sure they could data mine anything about that, except if it was already hidden. So Axel, yeah, that's the way that most of the data mines work. So the way that people found out that Gen Slate was coming into the game before it was announced is all of these games have micro updates that are always being made in the background. And a lot of these patches carry a lot of additional information, because even though an update might be a month down the line, any character that they're working on, they've probably been working on for at least 3 or 4 months. So what they'll do is they'll put this code into the game in some capacity just to make sure that nothing's crashing and everything is ready to go for when they basically flick the on switch and say Gen Slate is ready for everyone. And during that time, it's possible to actually go through the code and see what's in it that wasn't in it before. And for something like Gen Slate, or for something like upgrading your characters, that information theoretically should be in there. That's how those data mines work. At least that's my understanding of how the data mines work. How many Willa tiles does everybody have? Tio, even Abo mentioned the other day that his Willa is only like halfway to being unlocked in the first place. There's been a lot of talk about the master currency, the rate of generation of those tiles. Some people think it's way too low. I don't think anyone thinks it's too high, but a lot of people think it's way too low. And Abo himself confirmed, like, even as somebody who's been playing from the beginning, he still only has 30 out of 65 Willa tiles. So it's not like there's a whole bunch of people who are way ahead. Even the whales are not way ahead. They have Willa, but I mean, if you're willing to spend like $1,000, he actually said it was that they put the master in there to give the whales something to do. So Willa should be relatively low on everybody's team at this point. No one should be particularly ahead with that one. Been farming Kartovsky, EMZ, a brilliant move, most likely with the space update coming out. It's comparable with games that are similar. Like you said, it'll be incremental, so it won't hurt your wallet as much. Yeah. Holding off on converting, the rate will go up at some point. Oh, you mean converting gems into currency? You think they would increase the rate? Do you think they would increase the rate or just give you another option? So right now the highest is, 1120 gems for 1.6 million? Like if they give us another option that's like, what's 1120 times 2? 2240, and it gives like 4 million coins or something like that. I would actually assume that that would be what they would do. I wouldn't think they would change the rate though. I'd be happy if they did change the rate. Let's see. Okay, for our final move of the day, we're going to do one more arena battle. Which one should we do? This team, 33. Looks pretty targetable. So here, you like how I literally just stopped to take a drink like in the middle of a sentence? Terrible. I'm a performer, I should know better. Okay, so here they leave their Redbeard open with a slow taunter right off the bat, and oh, we barely missed, but we should be able to take him out. Brilliant. Now, we can throw up our buff on our Valiant. They get the taunt on their Valiant. Oh no! Locking Magisto out of using his special for at least 2 turns. Oh, that's going to work in our favor greatly. Also, we've got a lot of damage just spinning around here. Oh yes, and we'll be able to prevent their Valiant from getting his heal off. We got disarm on their Cook Bart. Wow, this was just total wreckage. just total wreckage from beginning to end. We didn't miss hardly anything. We got all the disarms from Redbeard. They just never stood a chance. We got incredible RNG on this fight. Of course, I say that. Watch Redbeard's ultimate miss. Because it does, like, half the time. But no! We come in, we snag rank 33 in the arena. I still have 2 more battles to do. I will do them later in the day to try and maintain my position sub 50 by the time we get to payout. Finish all of our quests for the day. Grab those 3 Redbeard tiles. Obviously, I do have him completely upgraded at this point, but it's still nice for the master currency. So that's all we have for today, folks. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. I will be back tomorrow at the same time, 9 a.m. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button so that you can get notified when I go live and get me closer to that 100 subscriber mark that I'm looking for so that I can get a real channel name instead of youtube.com/bunch of random letters that nobody can ever memorize. Appreciate you all. Reminder, tomorrow, 9 p.m., the Escape podcast. I will be on being interviewed. It is undoubtedly going to be the greatest Escape podcast in the history of Escape podcasts. If you don't believe me, just ask Llama, because Llama has acknowledged her love for me. And it's something that we'll probably discuss tomorrow. It's a little awkward, admittedly, you know, because it can be a bit much at times. She's a powerhouse, you know? She's got a lot of love to give. But we'll discuss all that and more. Tomorrow, 9 p.m., the Escape Podcast, 9 a.m., the morning build. Until then, guys, have a good one.